So it's important to separate that the roguelike version of the game is just kind of a mode. It's called the Crucible. And so the whole game isn't a roguelike. Every time you die, you don't have to start over. The whole game's in, isometric, Souls-like action RPG. And then part of their end game is like, yeah, let's add in that roguelike thing for this. And it actually, I think, works really, really well. There's a couple of things that maybe we see them adjust because you run it, you can get upgrades, you can do so much more along those lines. And then you can take your weapons and your gear and exalt them. Now, they did take away the ability to have weapons and gear drop within the Crucible, which is how it was prior to the update. And so it'll be interesting to see if that does come back, because it does now incentivize the crafting and going out into the open world still, because that's where you're going to get the chests. That's where you're going to get the drops.
I was going to ask.
Yeah, that's going to be something interesting in the long run.
Because the other problem is then if you have something like that in a game where why wouldn't you just do the roguelike over and over and over again in terms of being able to get just efficiency? Then it's like someone like me, I have the problem where when I have the simultaneously lover of the open world story brain and the efficiency brain, and I cannot ignore the this is just so much more efficient. Why am I not doing this even if I don't like it?
We'll break the fun out of anything.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep. And then we get to the end and we have all the best items, and we're like, and the final boss wasn't even challenging. You did that?
There is a perk though. So the other thing about the roguelike is like, because Dynamite's like, how many echoes do you figure they ran yesterday? So you have a concept within the game that you get traces, which allow you to basically turn on buffs, and they use the buff system just like they do with the gear system. So just like where you've seen gear with different rarities, in No Rest, what they do is something different. Common gear is the most customizable, meaning you get gems, you slot it in, you get more skills, you get to set your custom thing based off of your gem drops, etc. It is the most flexible out of all the weapons. Rare is all positive impacts, but maybe not the biggest kind of boosts. Cursed, you get positive impacts and a negative trait. And then you have uniques, which are kind of your legendary tier. They did the same thing with the echoes. So you can get like various perks. And the perk that I honestly love the most is getting that 15%. Every hit could kill somebody instantly. And it's just when you just are going through and you're just surrounded and that procs and you're just like, holy crap, you just like wipe a floor. It feels so satisfying. But the negatives are there too. So it's like that in and of itself was like,
I'm going to only in the roguelike part of it and
yes.
the Crucible. Okay.
Yeah. And what you do is then you get a currency, that you can use to unlock upgrades, upgrade your weapons and gear and so much more. That is permanent, and you can take that out into the world as well. Cool. So there is a permanence of progression that happens, and then that's just like every run is unique because you get different perks. You can re-roll the perks options that you can purchase, and then essentially it's like, okay, what do I want? What do I want on this run? And it takes that stuff that we love about Diablo. I want to just pulse out electricity from my body. Okay, well, I'm going to pick on that perk. Or I want it when I attack, it's going to drop lightning on somebody.